Welcome back for another episode of Penny's Hot Rod and Custom. Just old Derek here again. You can see I've already pulled the crankshaft out. I did that when I was in the garage by myself. I didn't want the dog with me. Trip me and don't want to drop a crank. But I just quickly gave the bearing a wipe with nice blue chop towel. You don't want to scratch the surface or anything. And they're in nice shape. There's not many miles on this guy. Corey used to always give me kind of shit because I would use these towels. But they tend to have a bit of a residue on them. And also, I have seen with metal shavings in these guys. So, kind of best just to use chop towel. Especially when you're wiping bearing surfaces. You don't want to wreck it or anything. So, I guess I'll pop these bearings out. And I'll match them up with the correct bearing cap. That way everything goes back together. The same way it came out. And then we'll turn the block around and give it a quick honing. And the only reason why I'm giving it a quick honing is just to deglaze the cylinder just a little bit. We don't need to do too much because from what I see, these walls are actually not bad, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And then after that, we'll clean the whole block up and then start assembling the all the parts back together on the block. So hopefully in this video, most of the block should be bolted back together because I believe some of the hardware is still sitting at Kevin's place. I don't feel like running out to his place today and running back, so we'll work with what I have for today. And I guess enough of me rambling on. I guess I'll pull these out and we'll start honing. This is my honing tool. You can also get one that's like a 3-finger stone and also a dingle ball with got like about like 50 balls on it. I've never used a dingle ball. I've always used this style of a honer. So, and then you have to spray the cylinder with honing oil, which is a special oil. You can also use transmission fluid, but I've always used honing oil, and honing oil is not cheap, I'll tell you that. That's what my brother always tells me, Ryan. And the stone Ryan gave me was AN200. I'm going to try that grit. He recommended me to use that grit, or if I wasn't happy, he gave me another grit to go by, and that was an M27J87. Ryan always likes to give me a little bit of option. You never know, everybody has a different way of doing things, so at the moment, I'm just waiting for my honing oil to warm up because I left it outside and it's like freezing outside, so it's a little cold. So I'm letting it warm up and then we'll oil down the cylinders and just give it a couple of strokes up and down and done. That cylinder, and do that to all 8 of them. Like I say, they're actually in very nice shape, but I'm just deglazing it. That's the right word. Because this one I got a little bit of moisture. It's nothing, but it'll just clean that up. And like I said, I don't have any problem with this block. And then after we do that, we'll clean the block up. I'm going to run some brushes, clean these out, the water passages out. I looked at all the frost plugs in this thing. They're like brand new. I'm not even going to take them out. Some people were saying maybe it's a good time to change it. So yeah, I went and looked down. They look brand new. Like you can see these frost plugs are like brand new too. So, or those might be oil plugs, but you can see everything's in very good shape. I looked at the back cam plug. Again, if you can see it, it's like brand new too. So, and I looked at the 2 frost plugs down here. They're like brand new too. So I'll leave those be. And someone else did suggested about putting a new water pump in. Yes, I will put a new water pump on. That way it's just one less thing, 'cause all the parts on this engine sat for over 10 years, so things like to leak after. So we may we'll put some new stuff on, but anyway, enough of me rambling on. Pretty soon my oil will be warm up, and then we'll start honing the cylinders out. Anyway, I've done two cylinders already. I just wanted to see how it's gonna come out, and pretty much just put nice crosshatch in it. I'm very happy with that. Same as that one, because this is what the cylinder kind of looks like. It's just a very light, so I'm taking that all out, basically deglazing it, and I will have, you can see at the top, this will always stay, because I'm not going to bore the cylinder out. It's about a half a thou over, and I'm not going to start taking that ridge out, so it'll be fine, because that's where your piston rings stop up to there, so that's just your wear from here. There's no problems there. So what I'll do is I'll finish off these two, and then I'll move the block around so you guys can see me do the other four. And that's how to hone. But you also got to make sure carefully, you cannot push the hone down all the way, or you're going to hit into the webbing of the crank. So what I do, I just make myself a little yellow tick mark, and that way I know not to go down too far, because if you go down too far you will bust your stones, and you don't want to do that. These stones are not cheap. So yeah, carefully did that. Alright, I'll get these two done, and then I'll move everything around and you guys can see the other four done. Okay, I'll first spray the cylinder down with honing oil. Like I said, I'm not taking much material. I was just re-scratch it, so that way the piston will sheet himself, so it's not glazed. I had that all set up. I touched it. Alright. Okay, I'll get my rag. And that's pretty darn good. I'm just gonna leave it as that. What else I'll do, I'll move this out. I'll move this to here, and I'll show you guys the difference. You can see how this one is fairly shiny, and it still has some scratches. That's what you want. See, I've dulled this one out. That way, when we put the ring back in, it'll reseat itself. If you don't want a glazed up cylinder, then that's when you'll start getting the ring won't seat properly. Well, we got 3 more to go. I guess maybe I'll record one more and then I'll just finish it off, and then I gotta start cleaning the block up. Ah, perfect. Okay, the next what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run, how you call it, a honing stone, or it's a straight ground flushed precision stone. And I'm just going to run that across here to make sure there's no sharp edges or any burrs. So all I do is just spray it down with some W40. Just a little bit more back here. Ah. And that way I know there's no pin marks or anything, so it's a nice good flush fitting for my head gasket when I retorque it. So now I'm just going to spend some time and clean the block up. Then we'll start, I guess we'll maybe put the crankshaft back in. Okay, I cleaned it up off camera. I wasn't able to take it to a car wash, but I used my fancy little engine brushes. I'll show you guys a bunch of these guys, and compressed air, and I got a lot of crap out, and I'm pretty happy. I got about 98% of the stuff out of the water passengers. I cleaned the whole block up with brake clean, all happy with that. And also off camera I cleaned up the main bearing, so we're going to start putting the main bearing in. This one's the back one, so you want to make sure with a very clean rag that the back is perfectly clean and the block is perfectly clean. And I cleaned all this, like I said, and then put it in. That tang on this side. And there you go. There's one. And this bearing looks a little weird because it's got shoulders on the side. This is for your thrush for the crank from playing end-to-end play. Like I say, there's your notch there and your notch here. So this has got to go in like that. Two more. There we go. That's the main bearings in. Now I'm going to go find the box so we can put the rear main seal in. Okay, you can see that I dropped the crank in. I put oil on each bearing with my finger. I used about 30 weight oil. I like something a little thicker just to keep it lubricated. We're still going to pressure lubricate this when it's all together, prime it. So, and no problem. It spins over nicely. So I guess now I'll go clean the main caps, and then we can start putting them on. And I got to put just a little bit of silicone just on the seal for the oil, for the rear main seal. And then, yeah, I guess we can torque that down then. But she's getting there. Okay, off camera I cleaned all the main caps and the bearing. Like I said, the crank spins really good in here. So now we'll start putting the main caps on. This one we have to put our, make sure it's all clean again, put the rear main seal in. Make sure we put it, I got a little bit of dab of silicone at the end. Gotta make sure I put this on the right way too. Yep. Okay. What I'm going to do, just so I can break the joint up a bit. See, I'll have a little bit in here. Oh yeah, before I even do that, we got to make sure this is good and clean, which you can see is nice and clean. Give it a little bit of, I don't want to do a little bit of block, but oil. And also I want some oil on the rear main seal. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got that one. And also, what I've always been told was put a dab of oil on your threads because you don't want to have a dry torque reading. Just a little bit of oil. And we'll make sure that's all seated in after. The next one, again, we'll just clean everything, make sure there's no marks or anything. And also this has the arrow this way towards the block. So again, put some oil just like that. My fingers are clean. Oil. Make sure the arrow to the front. I oiled the thread. Okay, now I'm just going to go find my torque gun and then we'll torque this down. Okay, the spec for torquing down the crankshaft, its total number is 70 foot-pound. I usually do it 2 times, so I'm just going to split it. Say 40 pounds first time and then I'll do 70 pounds. I'll start in the middle and work myself way out. I don't know if it's a big difference on the crankshaft. I know on the cylinder head there's a certain way to do it, but the crankshaft I'm not too sure, but I'll just start off in the middle. And I've got it set for 40 pounds for right now. Just okay. That's down to 70 pounds. Now I'm just gonna make sure the crank spins nicely. Oh, that's beautiful. Like I say, this was a running engine. It was just stuck. Wasn't really stuck. I think it was just stuck enough that we couldn't turn it over. So basically, just give it a good cleaning and. Okay, this tool here is for compressing your rings. You put your piston in here and you tighten it up and squishes your rings, and then you can put your piston into your cylinder. And like I said, the arrow here goes to the front. I cleaned this one off camera. I've kind of looked at everything. The rings are nice. There's not much gap. There's no rust on here. It's in pretty good shape. So all I'm going to do is give it a dab of oil into here, and then I'll grease this down with oil, and then put this down. And you always got to be careful to put your everything back into the same order, because you got some with radiuses here. So this would be a radius on this side, and that would be a radius on this side, and then a straight edge. And this one has a radius on your conrod here, which this side doesn't. So this one will go here, and then it'll shoot right here. And also, you want to have your rings all opposite to each other. That way, no compression lost or anything. So what I'm going to do is take my oil and can, not over the engine, but oil it down. Oil is your friend. This is where it gets to be a messy job. And once I get the closer, I'll clean the bottom here again, and then I'll put the bearing in. I put this into here. This is where it gets a little tricky when you do it by yourself. Like I said, I'll just do the one I can. You also got to watch out for your crank. Okay. I've got a nice wooden hammer somewhere. It is. I'll use a rubber hammer. And we'll move the crank down the furthest. There we go. And we got your little tick on this side. Pushed in like that. And just for a little insurance, I usually do, I put some more oil in here. But you also want to put these markings all on the right side too, because they can fit this way and this way, but when we took it apart, we want to have it back the same way. So make sure you take that into notes too. By right time I put this engine all back together, I should be able to spin this thing by hand very easily. Bend down here. Tangles on that side. There's your radius. Yep. Alright, I believe this is probably what made the engine kind of stuck, why we couldn't turn it over. Because I can't even push the rings out. I can only move the one side, but I can't move the other side out. And you can see there's quite a bit of rust on there. So this is the only piston I saw that was kind of in this condition. So I think I can take my time and clean that out. But this is the piston that kind of made the engine stuck. So I thought I would just let you guys know what the problem here. So I'll keep cleaning these and putting the engine back together. Okay, I started torquing. The torque spec from 22 to 25 foot-pounds. I figured, well, the motor has a little bit of wear on it, so I'll go 25 foot-pounds. This one, no problem. This one, no problem. This one, no problem. This bolt was not feeling right to me. Usually when I hit my torque click, I usually let it click twice. It just didn't seem right. So that's what's happened. I am quite thankful that it broke now and then letting go and smashing the block later down the road. So I'm going to have to stop right now and think what I'm going to do here. I think I'll probably end up going to get a set of ARP bolts. Because that's what my other engines have, but I thought I could just get away with using the original hardware off this. Well, obviously I'm wrong. Yeah. I don't know if I have to re-hone line these again, because usually when you put a new set of bolts in here, you usually got to reline these. It all depends. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'll have to do some thinking on this. Well, like I said, I broke a bolt. Like I said, it was at 25 foot-pounds. So, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go get a set of ARP bolts set for the Conrad, just in case if I have any problem with the other ones. Really don't want to connecting rods let go and destroy a block. So I guess we'll leave the video as this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.